Hey guys, welcome to an episode of Estera Fitness at home training. We are going to be targeting shoulders, core, chest, and back. So total upper body. We're going to get a nice good sweat. I want to take you through the entire exercise. You can go at your own pace at home. We're going to do the warm up, we're going to do the exercise, and we're going to do a cool down. So I'm glad you guys are here. You guys just need dumbbells, a heavier set, medium dumbbell, and a light set of dumbbells. And then we're going to use a bench and some bands. So let's get to it. So we're going to start with our warm up first. So I'll get targeting the shoulders here. I want you to always imagine that you're engaging that core. We don't want our back to curve here. So we want to keep that core nice and strong. We want to set the shoulders back and then begin the warm up. So we have a nice proud chest. We are being intentional with our movement. So we're not just, if you are just waking up, it's time to get that body nice and steady. We're not going to be flimsy with our body. So really just wake yourself up. Deep inhale. Exhale. Good. Let's go with the front. So again, still maintaining that posture. We're not shrugging our shoulders, keeping that core nice and tight. All right. Now join me here as we're going to reach on one side and get to the other side. So remember, this exercise, you go at your own pace. If you feel like you need to slow it down, maybe you need to go lighter in your weights. If you're just starting out, if you're just trying this exercise for the first time. Yeah. And keep inhaling and keep exhaling. Good. Now let's get those big arm circles in. Good. Keeping that core tight. I'm going to show you side view over here. So my lower back's not curved. I'm tucking in my tailbone. Good. And let's go frontwards. So remember, we're just warming up here, but we're also mentally preparing ourselves for a workout. So that means you're going to be intentional with every move. You're going to remember to keep your core nice and strong. We're going to try to hit that last rep, even when it's hard to do so. Good. Let's add some squats. I know we're doing upper body, but it's good to get the whole body nice and warm. So when you're coming down, you want to stretch, and then you come on up and you squeeze the glutes. So notice how I'm just bringing my arms up to shoulder width. I want you to join me soon to bring those arms all the way up as we come down into this squat. This may limit your move, but that's okay. So let's go right here and bring those arms all the way up. So don't let the butt fall down. We just simply come on down as deep as we can. You may only be able to come up that high. That's fine. Keep that core tight. And remember, squeeze the glutes on the way up. Feeling that warmness in your shoulders, I bet already. Good. Keep going. Squeeze those glutes. Good. Remember, we're not shrugging our shoulders either, so always keep that in mind. All right, shake it out. Get those arms up, and you want a 90-degree position with those hands. So your hands can face your head, but keep it at a 90 degree. So remember, we're keeping that core nice and tight at all times. And I want you to keep your hips forward as we do a twist. So the hips, notice when I turn, your hips will stay forward like this, okay? So bring those arms up, and we're just gonna twist only as far as your body will let you, and then go off to the other side. All while breathing. So keep that in mind. You wanna keep that core nice and strong. Good. And then focus on your exhale, focus on your breathing. Good. Now let's extend those arms all the way out. So this is the way we're gonna look. My hands are facing down. My palms are facing downward, okay? I want you to bring one elbow in to the side of the torso, but now my palm is facing upward. And then you're gonna bring it back and then other side. So join me with this one here, bring it in. Keep that core nice and strong. So we're not twisting with it. No, we are keeping that trunk nice and steady. Keep that core tight. Good. And you probably feel a little bit of warmness now going on all throughout those arms, mainly in the shoulders. That is normal. That is what we want. Good. Remember, we're not shrugging our shoulders at all. So keep that neck nice and long, keep that chest nice and proud. All right, let's double it up. So we're gonna bring both elbows in. Good. And be very intentional with this turn. So we're not just flimsy with our arms at all. We really want to make sure we're getting those elbows in and then bringing those arms out. Almost like you're trying to bring something in towards you and then it's pulling you away without letting go of our shoulders. So our shoulder blades must be engaged at all times. Keep that core nice and strong. Good. Next move here, we're going to extend all the way. And now we're just going to create little C shapes with our hands. So I'm not bending at my elbows, but I'm leading with those elbows and leading with the hands too. So if you look from side view, I'm not making big circles, but my elbows are rotating. So that's also engaging my shoulder blades. It's making my arms and my rear delts do the work as well. Stay with me now. If you guys need to bring your hands down for a second to reset, that's fine, but let's just remember to reset properly. So setting the shoulder blades back, keeping the neck nice and long, keeping the hips forward, keeping that tail tucked in. All right, shake it out. One more circle here and other side. Shake it out in this way, keeping those hips forward. Just get it warmed up. Good. Let's get those hips nice and warmed up as well because we do want to engage the core today. So sticking our butts back and creating a half circle. Remember, still focusing on keeping that tailbone tucked in. So when you're coming backwards, we're not curving our lower back. We want to keep that core nice and strong as we're doing this move. Okay, you can have your hands on your hips if you want. You can have them in front, whatever works better. And let's go to the front half. So this will be a nice stretch in our hip flexors, which is still connected to the core. Got to make sure that that core is very much so activated throughout our entire exercise. It keeps us safe. We want to promote the safety of this exercise. So always imagine you're keeping your core nice and strong. So a good way to remember how to keep your core nice and strong is the feeling, the sensation, like you're going to sneeze, like that feeling, right? So if you're able to keep that brace in that core, then you're able to perform the exercise at a much effective and safe way, okay? So we're gonna start with just mild lateral raises here. So I'm gonna grab my 5s. If you at home are starting with 1s or 3s or 5s, then grab those. And we're just gonna get our lateral raise movement going. So I like to keep my hands in front of me a little bit here. I wanna set my shoulders back and I also wanna tuck in that tailbone. So keeping that core nice and strong. I'm just gonna show you a side view first. So we're gonna bring those elbows up and then control it on the way down. So all the while, my shoulder blades are squeezed. Keeping that core tight. So I'm gonna show you a front view now. So I only stop at shoulder width and then I come back down. So bring it up and bring it down. If you're holding 1s at home or 3s and you find that this is challenging already, put the weight down and just go with this movement. So we're not shrugging. Good. So elbows are coming out. I have a nice slight bend in those elbows. So remember to keep that, the arms aren't completely straight. It's just a slight bend in those elbows. Okay. Remember, and if you need to reset, set those shoulders back, keep that core tight, and let's go. Good. Nice work. Exhale. All right, let's add. So show you separately the movement. So it's a front raise, so setting the shoulders back, tailbone tucked in, core nice and strong, nice stance on our feet. We're not locked, or we don't have our knees locked in. So keep that chest proud, and we're gonna come up. So these are the front raises. We're gonna be adding these together. So just stay with me for a little bit. Let's focus on one at a time. Remember, nice proud chest as you're coming down. We're not being flimsy with our movement. Notice how I have like a little micro pause at the top here. Inhale, exhale. Good. All right. Give yourself a moment. Roll those shoulder blades back. We're going to combine. So get ready for your stance. A little bit of a wider stance. You don't need to be completely wide, but just enough to feel comfortable, like you're steady, okay? All right, let's bring it out. Bring it in. Bring it out. and down. Good. Remember, micro pauses in between each move. Keep that core tight. Good. Almost there. We're at 5 right now. I want to try to get 3 more. We're going to hit 8. Good. 7. Keep the neck nice and long. And 8. Control. All the way and down. So you're free to put the weights down for a second, open up the chest, give yourself a nice roll in those shoulders. Remember, you want to continue to protect the shoulder rotator cuffs here. And how we do that is we keep the shoulder blades nice and strong. So from side view, it would look like this. Open up the chest, strengthen the back while lengthening the chest. That is a very crucial point to this exercise, because when we're bringing our arms forward, we don't want to look like this, right? We want to maintain that proud chest. So let's go ahead and do it again. So set the shoulders back and down. I'm going to show you side view now, just so we can have an idea. So remember that tailbone is tucked in. We're going to bring it up into the front, back out. Remember those micro pauses. Good. Focus on that control. We're not speeding through the exercise. If you feel like you're speeding, just do one at a time, take a rest for a moment, and then come right back into it. Good. I'm feeling that burn in my shoulders. Good. Let's do 3 more. Focus on that breathing. Keep that core tight. 1 more. Woo! Let's put the weights down again. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. We're gonna get into it 1 more time. I wanna try to hit 3 sets of the same exercise before we move on. All right. You're ready? I'm gonna do a front view. Remember, keep that core tight at all times. All right, if you need a second, take that extra second. All right, let's hit it. Forward, side, down. Good. Woo. Control the weight. You're not swinging it around. 4, we're halfway. Keep the shoulders down. Woo. 2 more. Come on, we can do it. Keep those wrists nice and strong. We're not letting the wrists fall down. Woo. All right, take that rest. If you need, stretch it out. So you're crossing it over. Stretching that right in the rear delt here, and that insertion. Open. If you want to just keep your shoulders down and just relax for a second, totally take it, grab some water. All right, so if you're feeling any tension in here, this is your traps. You don't want to feel anything here, because what happens is that means it's an indication that we're shrugging our shoulders. And this is our survival mode. When we're under pressure or when we're challenged, we immediately shrug. And this is what we look like. We don't want to promote this during exercise. We keep that neck nice and long, keep those shoulders down, and then we continue with the movement. Think about it. It's only 8 reps. You can do it. You can do it. All right. Ready for the next exercise? We're going to be doing some partials along with some lateral raises. Now, I want to do partials. I want to emphasize that partials aren't meant for our arms to come all the way up as we did, okay? Partials are meant to only be this much. So this is why I go for a heavier set. I'm going for 20s. You at home can start with 10s, 5s, whatever it is. Just get a feel of the exercise. The goal is to make it only up to here and feel that strength, that heaviness, okay? We're not swinging and we're not using our hips to bring it up, right? We want to make sure we're like this and as steady. So if you need to use knee power, that's fine. So coming down and press, okay? So that's why I'm showing you without weights. So I'm gonna grab the 20s and I'm gonna hold on to my 5s. If you at home feel a little bit more advanced or feel more daring, feel free to add a little bit more of a medium weight for the second round. So what I'm gonna do is grab the 20s, go for 8. I'm gonna immediately put them down and then grab my 5s and finish with the lateral raises full range, okay? So we're not resting here. We wanna kind of pause right over here just to keep that tension going, okay? So I'm gonna pick it up, keeping my hands close to the front and not completely in the front, but just off to the angle. Set the shoulders back and down, keep that core nice and strong. And I'm gonna generate all my power through the core, but also through the heels. So ready, we're gonna do 8. Let's go. Brace that core. 3, let's go. We don't wanna feel this in our neck. Control, 2 more. Woo, control, nice and controlled too. We wanna put the weights down safely, okay? Whew, let's go, immediately into it. Set the shoulders back. 1, 2, 3, nice and slow. 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one. Hold and down. Good. So I wanted to add a little bit more into this. So when we do this the second time around, everything will be the same. We're not relying on our hips to get us up. Remember that. So we bring it up half. And then when we're ready for our lighter set of dumbbells, we come on up. But at the last 8 reps, we're gonna hold for 4 seconds. You got it? You with me? Let's go. All right. Set the shoulders back and down. Keep that core nice and strong. Let's go. 1. Good. Remember, we want to have full control over this weight. So if your partials are smaller than this, that's fine. Shoulder blades back. Oh, yeah. Let's put it down. All the way. Let's go. Up and down. Woo. Get ready. We're going to hold for 4 seconds. This is our 3, 2. Keep the shoulder blades back. And last one, hold. 2, 3, 4, and down. Control. Good job. We're going to do it one more time. Give yourself a nice roll again. Very important. I'm feeling my shoulders are working and we're just getting started. So you at home, you know your body best, you know your pace best. We're not going to speed through any of these exercises. It's not meant for that. So really focus on, if your partials look like this, that is completely fine. We want to try to get working our way up to this eventually. You're not going to be able to get up here with a heavier set of weights in your first shot. So if this is your first time, give yourself some grace. It's okay. We're just going to be a little bit smaller with our rep range, and that's okay too. All right, let's go. Whew. Keep that core tight. Let's get ready. Boom. Sometimes I need to find my foot placement. So I need to reset my feet. Remember, you could use those knees to get that weight up. Last one. Let's go. Woo! Remember, no resting at the bottom here. Bring it up. Up. Shoulders down. Core engaged. Exhale. Let's do 3 more. And hold for the 4 seconds. 2. And third, hold. 2, 3, 4, and down. Woo! All right, shake it out, shake it out. Let's take a break from the shoulders for a second, okay? We're gonna come back to them. I wanna do chest and back. So the equipment needed will be your medium. You can even go heavier. I wouldn't recommend it just yet. I want you to get a feel of the exercise first. So if we try the first set and you feel like, oh, that was easy, let's increase then. But I don't want anyone to start too quick, okay? So we're gonna go down, we're gonna try to aim for some push-ups. If you're at home and you don't have a bench, but you have a chair, and your push-ups, you don't feel comfortable doing them completely on the ground, that's fine. I want you to go on the side of the bench here, and then you'll come down into your push-up, okay? So the idea of this exercise, we're gonna be doing plank rows. So I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna just show you with a light set of weights. So if you can see me, you can start on your knees if you want. I'm gonna show you here. I wanna stack my shoulders right over the wrists here. I wanna make sure my stance is correct first before I start this move. I'm gonna come on up, and I'm gonna grab the weight and put it on the inside, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna focus on one side, and then we're gonna go to the other side. So what this looks like is I'm gonna widen my stance, keep that core tight, and I'm gonna row the dumbbell. 2, 3, okay? That's the idea of the exercise. Again, if you're on your bench, you can go ahead and bring tap and tap. So this is the idea. So what we're working here, our entire body is working really, but we're mainly targeting core, a little bit of back, and our arms too. So let's get ready together. I'm gonna do 5s. I think 5s for me is good for now. I'm gonna maybe increase to 8s after, but we'll see. So I want you to widen the stance, keep that core very tight, okay? So if you're on your knees, that's fine too. Let's go for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep that neck nice and straight. Neutral spine. That was 8. Let's put our knees down for a second as we swap over that dumbbell. And let's go to the other side. 1, 2. Keep that core tight. 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep that core tight. 7, 8. Whoo! How you feeling at home? We okay? You're doing it on the bench. Remember, it's the taps. But now I want to increase a little bit. And this is why I'm only using a 5. So if you want to go ahead and go heavier, that's up to you. But I'm going to do this. We're going to do 1, down for a push-up. 2, and then down for a push-up, okay? So at home, let me just show you quickly. If you're using a bench, so we're going to go down, push-up, tap. Again, push-up, same arm, tap. Okay? Let's go. And if you're on your knees, all good. Remember, it's all about keeping that core tight. You should feel a little bit shaky through it. That's normal. Okay. So, let's go. I'm gonna go down for that push-up first, okay? Ready? 3, 2, 1, push-up. And grab that weight. 1. Bring it down, push-up. If you wanna keep your hand on the dumbbell too, that's fine. Woo! 4. Keep that core tight. This is 6. 7. 8. Woo! Let's switch. On the knees, control this movement, okay? Set the shoulders back. I'm feeling it. 1, 2, 3. My shoulders are on fire. 4. Woo! 5. Woo! How you feeling? 7. Last one. Woo! Oh. If that didn't feel it in the shoulders, don't worry. Your chest is working, your core is working, even your back. Now, I want to touch on a few things as we're resting. So when you're going down, if you need to drop to the ground for a second to reset, that's fine. But try not to peel yourself off one by one. You want to imagine that you're as stiff as a board. So when you're going down into your push-up, push everything up at the same time. If you're having a hard time with that, that's fine. I want you to focus more being down on the ground and then use your hips first to come up. Try not to create like a worm shape, but if you have that idea of hips first, then everything else should follow. Okay, so give it a try. We're gonna be down. Now, if you don't wanna take your arm off of the dumbbell, that's fine too. That'll actually help with wrists. So if you find discomfort in your wrists, when you're bringing your elbow in, you can protect your wrist that way too, just by holding onto the dumbbell. One last thing I want to cover, now a front view. Imagine I'm on the ground, I'm on my push-up. I don't want my arm to look like this when I'm lifting. I want my arm to be very close when I'm lifting, okay? You need to keep that in mind. The widen the stance, the less swaying of the hips you have. So if you need to do your push-ups like this, and that's fine. I'd rather you do that than be close together and then all of a sudden your hips are swaying from side to side. So if you feel a little bit more advanced and you feel like you want more of a challenge, go ahead and close the stance a little bit and then begin this workout, because then you'll realize that your hips are not swaying. But if you need assistance, widen the stance. All right, let's go. 8 reps. I'm gonna start on this side now. You are free to do whatever you want. I just left my dumbbell where it was, okay? So let's go for those push-ups. Down. Keep those elbows close. 2, 3, 4. Keep that core tight. 5, 6, 7. Last little bit here. Take a moment if you need it. I know I certainly do. This isn't easy stuff, but hey, it works. Just keep your eyes on the prize. We're not speeding through this exercise, okay? You want to do quality reps, not quantity, not speedy. 2, 3, 4. One more. Whew. 6, 7, 8. Oh. How are you feeling at home? Okay, I know I said we're gonna take a break from the shoulders, and technically we are, but because we already used them, you're gonna feel it, okay? So I don't blame you. Give yourself a nice stretch. How are you feeling at home? If you feel like you're daring and you feel like you have lots of energy right now, go ahead and do another 8 right now before we get started. So that is up to you. Remember, widen that stance when we're doing the push-up. Bring it in, bring it in. It's natural for our hips to kind of do some movement, but in our mind, we need to really talk to those muscles there and just make sure we're on the same page, right? So we're not going to be on the same page if we're not focusing, right? And this is why the warm-up is very important too. And I say we're mentally preparing because it's also an exercise too. It's not just physicality, it's our minds are doing the work too. And we become stronger mentally. All right, let's get it. Last one, okay? Are you with me? All right, remember, we're not lowering that core. Remember, the core is tucked in, it's tied into the spine. If you did your 8 already, let's go for another 8. All right, let's go. Shoulders back, core engaged. 1, 2, 3, keep that neck neutral. 4, 5, 6, 7, keep that core tight, and 8. Oh yeah. Now I notice my body's fatiguing, so my muscles are almost like, hey, give me a second here. And sometimes I gotta push past that, you know? Remember, we don't want to be sloppy with it though. So know your body best. If you need to take a quick rest, that's fine. You can pause this video if you need. Let's go. 3. Almost there. Come on. Last one. Let's go. Woo. Oh. All right. Woo. Grab some water if you need. So that completed our rows. So we worked our back a little bit. We worked our chest. We definitely worked our arms and our shoulders there. So next exercise, I want to target specifically our rear delts. That's the muscles here in the back shoulder. So whether you're at home with a bench or not, sometimes we can use the bench for support. So if you need, we can go down like this, and then we can bring our arm up like that. So this is a support, this is single arm. If you want to follow me along with this, we'll do a hip hinge maneuver here. So we're literally going back. This is, imagine if I had the dumbbells in my hands. You don't have to go all the way down, but just go as far as your hamstrings will let you. And then we set the shoulders back. Now, I want my shoulder and my wrists to be in one straight line. Notice how my arms aren't here, nor are my arms out here. I want it completely straight. Now, I want to bring my elbows up into the ceiling. So look at it from the front view. Notice how my arms aren't straight. I like to call this the scarecrow arms, because what that does is it prevents me from thinking to be like an airplane. This is airplane, this is scarecrow. This is my vocabulary, by the way. So maybe you'll find it online, I don't know, but it's the best way for me to imagine, right? So if I say scarecrow arms, you know, it's a little bit more of a bend in those elbows. So if you have a lower back issues, or maybe you just started to feel this in your lower back, that means maybe you're not engaging your core enough. But if you do have issues with your lower back already, my suggestion would be supportive. So one leg could be back, still same idea, and you'll just have to take longer only because we're doing single arm at a time. That is fine. Don't worry, you can pause the video if you need to, but I'd rather care for your back than the speed of this exercise. So for the sake of this video, I'm gonna do both arms. So this is exercise number 1 we'll be doing. So we'll do 8 of these. And then immediately, if you have loop bands, we're gonna put the loop band right around the elbows at the top here. Set the shoulders back, and we're gonna pull this band apart and keep it there. We're not moving here, we're just holding that tension, and we're gonna bring the arms up and down, up and down. Notice how I'm not shrugging. I'm not doing this to try to achieve a higher arm positioning here. That's not the goal. The goal is to pull the band apart and come up only as high as our arms will let us without shrugging our shoulders. Okay, I already feel it. So if you're ready, I'm gonna do the 5s for the sake of this video. Normally, I would go for the 10s or maybe the 8s, but for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna start with the 5s. So this way we start is a hip hinge. So my chin is tucked in, not so much, but enough. I'm not like this. So if you're looking at your screen right now, you're gonna have to take your eyes off me for a second and follow my lead. But if you wanna watch the screen just for the sake of this demo, that's fine. So set the shoulders back and scarecrow arms, control. So from side view, this is what it would look like. We haven't started the exercise yet, so don't feel rushed. So here, 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 and here. We're not swinging. I'm not moving my body to get the weight up. I see people doing this all the time. And although that makes sense, if you're going super heavy, you're not going heavy technically. So there's no need for that. So set the shoulders back and just movement at the arms. Okay, are you ready? Now we can start. If you're at home and you're doing the single arm for back purposes, same idea. Scarecrow arms, bring it up, okay? Let's go. Set the shoulders back, tailbone tucked in, stick that butt back, get those arms lined up, so shoulders stacked over the wrist. Bring in 8 reps, 1, 2, control on the way down. You wanna go slow on the way down. 5, keep that core tucked in. You don't wanna feel this in your lower back. Last one. Nice and slow, control it. Put the weights down safely, so squat down. Grab that band. Whew. If you don't have the band, keep your elbows like this with the dumbbells, okay? All right, get those elbows at 90 degree, set the shoulders back, tailbone tucked in, bring it up and down. So let's try to hit 8 to 10. This is 4, 5. You should feel this in your rear delts. Tailbone tucked in, core engaged. This is 8. Let's try to aim for 2 more. Why not? And 2. Okay, control. So one thing I've noticed, sometimes when people are dying and their shoulders they quickly drop their hands down, like they want to get it over with. Try not to do that, please. We want to control it till the bitter end. Nice and slow. Okay, that's just as important as the exercise. So keep that in mind. If you're using a light band and you feel like this is too light, feel free to go heavier, or maybe you can grab 2 light bands. So I have 2 light bands, and it creates a little bit more tension. So 2 lights will create a little bit more tension on the rear delts without having to cause too much tightness, okay? So I'll just leave my 2 bands here and then I'll demo it for the second round of exercise. Okay, so if you were doing the single arm and you're back with me here, let's squat down and pick those weights up nice and safe. We never want to pick the weights up with a rounded back, so keep that in mind. So set the shoulders back, tailbone tucked in, core is nice and strong, neutral spine, stick the butt back, almost like if someone had a string around your hips and they were pulling you back. Okay, shoulders stacked over the elbows. Let's go. 1, 2, remember we're not swinging those arms. We are full control over these dumbbells. We are controlling the dumbbells. Our dumbbells are not controlling us. Keep that in mind. If you find you're swinging too much, that means you need to go lighter. It's okay to go lighter. This is our last one. Control it. Let's squat down to put the weights down safely. I'm gonna double up now. Take your time. See, sometimes they get all over the place. So anyways, I'm gonna do it like this, it's fine. So as long as my elbows are at a 90 degree, I'm gonna come up, come down. Keep that core tight. You wanna feel this in your rear delts. 4, 5, 6. Let's not bring our elbows all the way down. Remember, 90 degree. That's it. 8, 9, 10. Good, nice and slow. Put it down. Feeling that? Woo. We're doing good. We're doing really good. Okay, so hold on. You can go increase in your weight if you felt like that was too light. Whatever is comfortable for you. Now you should know by now, the goal is not to swing the weights around. So if you have that constant need to always lift heavier to feel like you're getting an effective workout, you're really not getting an effective workout if you're just swinging the weights around. I like to consider my muscles, if I counted from A to Z and I named all my muscles in my arms, it would be from A all the way to Z, right? So if you have that picture in your mind, now imagine if I'm swinging my arms, I'm literally going from A straight to Z. A, Z, A, Z. I want to go A, B, C, D, E, F, all the way to Z, and then go backwards in the alphabet. That's when you get all of the muscles, you recruit all of the muscles to come join the party, right? We don't want to leave anyone out, do we? All right. Set the shoulders back, keep that core tucked in, and also the tailbone tucked in. Let's imagine that someone had a hip or a band around our hip pulling us backwards. So now I'm on my heels, so I can curl my toes up just to ensure. And then just keep my shoulders over the wrists, nice. And go ahead with this movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna show you front view. 5, 6. I'm not resting my arms at the bottom. I'm keeping the tension. Last one. Shoulders nice and down, and neck is nice and long. Always keep that in mind. Put this on. Shoulders are nice and down and back, and neck is nice and long. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Feel that tension. If you feel the burn, you're doing it right. Good. 3 more, why not? 1. Keep that core tight. And last one, hold and control it on the way down. Good job, everybody. All right, shake it out. We are gonna get into some shoulder work here again. Now, we're gonna focus on our top of the shoulders, shoulder presses. We've done them before, and I know that a lot of the times our goal is how heavy can we go? How heavy can we go? But I'd like to challenge you today to grab a medium set of weights for yourself. So whatever medium means to you. Medium for me would be about 10 or 12. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the 10s just for the sake of this video. That would be my medium. So here are my 10s, here at home, and your medium is 5s, cool. Whatever you want, okay? So what we're gonna be doing, a nice regular stance. We wanna make sure when we're doing our shoulder presses, we're not swinging our hips to get it up. We are only if you need assistance. Slight bend in those elbows and press. Always keep your glutes engaged. Always keep your core engaged. So A lot of the times I see people doing shoulder presses with their arms out like this. Now, this can cause a lot of strain in the front anterior delts, okay? So I would encourage you, imagine if you were holding a barbell, okay? How do you hold a barbell when you're doing a shoulder press? So you hold it more like this, like it's in front of you a little bit. You don't have it in here because you'd be choking yourself, right? The same idea is with your dumbbells. So I want to hold a nice 45 degree in my hands for this purpose. So let me show you. All right. So starting position will be lined up with my mouth. Okay. So if you see right here, when I come up, and then I'm over my head. I'm in over my head. So overhead press has this meaning, right? That's the title of this exercise. So I'm keeping my shoulders down, and then I come back, and then I'm guiding my elbows in a 45 degree angle, and my wrists are following with the same routine. Once I go up, then I'm completely straight, okay? So the reason why I wanted to do medium, and I'm not encouraging to go super heavy with less reps, I want to try to aim for 8. In some cases, people will only be able to do 6 of these, but the idea is set the shoulders back, get into your stance. We're gonna press both arms up, keep your core tight. We're gonna go down for 1, bring the other one down, and then we're gonna double up, 2. Okay, so this is now number 2, 2, and 2. Keep that core tight, 3, 3, and 3. So by this point, you should start feeling a burn, and that's okay. If you can only do 6 of these, that's fine. I'm at 4. This is, I think 5. No, I lost count, but that's okay. I'm gonna assume it's 5, and this is 6, 6. I'm not gonna say it again. 7, 7. Remember, keep that trunk nice and steady. Keep the head nice and steady. 1, last one. 8, and 8. Control, control. Good. I want to add. Nothing, I know it's still going to be add and it's going to make it challenging, but I want to add a balancing act in this exercise. We're going to be doing a bicep curl with a press. And just because we did shoulder presses already, you're going to feel it. But I don't want you to go heavy, right? Because like a lot of the times we're like, oh, bicep curls, I can go heavy. Shoulder presses, I can go heavy. That's not the point. The point is now we're going to be on our tiptoes. Core is nice and strong. And we're going to have the 1 dumbbell. You are free to use 2 if you want. And we're going to bring it up as a bicep curl and then press on up as a shoulder press, bring it back down. So the higher you are, the more balance you're going to need. So I'm going to use 1 dumbbell, and I'm going to stick my butt out just a little bit, not crazy, but just enough because we want to maintain the balance. And when our glutes are past our heels, then that we have a little bit more stability. So I'm keeping my core nice and strong. So I'm going to start here, set the shoulders back and bring it up, press, bring it down, and control. Again, let's aim for 8. Woo! Keep that core tight. Woo! Doing great. Feeling this in my calves. That is all right with me. You can never have too much calf exercises. I mean, yeah, you can, but you know what they say. They're always looking for those calf exercises. Here's a good one for you. Let's do one more. Boom. Control. Oh, give it a sec. So you don't want to feel this in your lower back. Again, keep that in mind that we're controlling this. We're not sticking our butt back like this. We're literally sticking our butt back enough that our heels are doing the work. Okay, so always keep that in mind. So if you start feeling that uncomfortable sensation in your lower back, set it yourself again. Just go back on your feet, on your heels, reset the shoulders, tuck in that tailbone bend, and bring that butt back. Okay, but let's go back to our shoulder presses. So set the shoulders back, get ready, bring it up. Ready to set them both up. We're gonna hold both arms up for a moment, set the shoulders down, reset yourself, and then go down for 1, 1, and 2. Remember, we're lining up the dumbbells with our mouth. That's where we finish. 3, 3, 4. You're doing great. Keep that core tight. Woo. We're at 6 now. If you need to finish your 6th and then rest, that's fine. Or you can push. If you need extra assistance ensuring that your core is engaged, remember, squeeze those butt cheeks. Tuck in that tailbone. Last one. And press and control. Bring it down. All right, let's go. You can put one weight down or you can do 2 arms. Go onto your tiptoes. Remember, first set the shoulders back, bring the butt back. Then go on your tiptoes. The higher, the harder it is, okay? So I'm gonna show you from front view. Let's get ready. 1, press, down. This is great. This is great for balance. This is great if you don't have a Bosu ball at home, but you're like, man, I really want to practice my balance. It's a great way. Just don't let the weights swing your body. Your body needs to be as stiff as a board. Shoulders are on fire. How are your shoulders at home? Woo. Come on, let's stay on those tiptoes. Let's do one more. Ooh. Let's rest. Biceps got some work there. I can feel that. My glutes even got some work because I'm focusing on keeping my glutes engaged along with the ride. So remember, when I say don't let our dumbbell swing, that means that this would be happening with your body. So if we're on our tiptoes and we don't want to look like this, because then we're just letting our body do the work. We need to just let our arms do the work. So when we're here, press, control, and down. Your idea in your mind, you should think like you're a soldier. Like you're very intentional with your movement. You're not just flailing about. When you think of a soldier, you think, right? Like that's what you think, right? So you really want to be intentional with your movement. And go ahead, make those noises at home if you want. Like sometimes I do that because like getting that voice or that extra power to generate, like it really makes you feel like you're doing a lot more actually. But we technically are doing a lot more because you're being more intentional with your movement, okay? Let's hit it. Last one. Set the shoulders back, keep that core tight, tailbone tucked in. Nice comfy stance, so we're not completely wide, but just enough to hold ourselves up. All right, bring it up. Elbows forward into a 45 degree and press both arms. Let's go. 1, 1, and 1. Keep that core tucked in. Good. Oh yeah. I'm feeling it. Are you feeling it? I hope so. Make sure you guys comment if you can. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I know I'm saying this during our exercise, but I'm just trying to remind you that I'm going to be coming out with more exercises. So I want you to be in the know. Exclusive. Yeah. Let's do 2 more. Keep that core tucked in. Last one. Come on, you got this. Ooh, yeah. Notice how I had to use my knees a little bit at the end there. I need some assistance sometimes. I'm feeling it in my shoulders. I don't know about you, but all right. If you have one of those cushiony mats at home, like a thicker one, not like this, but a thicker one, you can even stand on that with your tiptoes. So that really throws off your balance. So that's only for people who want to challenge themselves a little bit more. But yeah, if you don't have one of those and you want to challenge yourself some more, just get as high as you can and that'll help you with a little bit more challenge. And of course, you're free to do more reps. Set the shoulders back, tailbone tucked in, core is nice and strong. I'm on my tiptoes now. I'm going to bicep curl, whoop, and try to get my balance down. Sometimes it'll take you a few seconds to figure it out. Keep your elbows close to your torso. What I mean by that is I'm bringing it in and down. I'm not this. This is not the way. This is the way. And we're not swinging those dumbbells, so I don't want to see any momentum happening here. Steady, nice and controlled. Boom, boom. Well, let's do 2 more. Come on, you can do it. Yes, last one. Press, control, finish it strong. Boom. Woo. Oh, yes, you're doing great. All right, so I'm gonna be using my plates now. We're gonna be targeting rear delts again, back. We're gonna use one of the long bands, okay? And then a plate. If you don't have a plate at home, then you could just use a dumbbell, and how you would use it is literally hold it from one side to the other, okay? So you're just literally holding it like this. So for the sake of this video, I wanted to target anterior and rear delts, 2-in-1 exercise. So what I would do first, I'm gonna show you without any equipment. We're gonna take the band and we're gonna make it flimsy, like a little bit loose here. So we're gonna line it up with our forehead. So that means our arms a little bit higher. And then you're gonna guide those elbows down and then bring it up. Tailbone tucked in. Okay, so we're gonna pull. So if you feel like it's too tight when you get over here, you need to like loosen that band a little bit more just so you can finish here. So the goal is to promote the proper posture. This is also really good if you're sitting at a computer desk all day. This exercise I recommend to all my clients who are struggling with rounding their back all the time as they type. So this will kind of correct that. All right, and then with this guy, I have a 25er. You at home don't want to use a 25er, use a 10 at home. But the idea is set the shoulders back. We're gonna bring it up and control. So this is working my front delt. So that's gonna be the exercise. I'm probably gonna regret those 25s soon, so don't feel bad if you don't have 25s. Be grateful. But I really want you at home to focus on the slowness and the controlling of each and every step of the way of the movement, okay? I mean it. Let's not speed through this. So remember A to Z. You remember A to Z. All right. So I'm gonna line up I'm gonna do a test round quick just to feel. Okay, I feel like I can bring it all the way here, but it's still causing tension. Be very aware that your wrists are gonna try to accommodate this movement. Try to keep the wrists nice and straight at all times. Okay, so keep that core tight, line it up with the eyes. Remember, tailbone tucked in, so you're squeezing the glutes, line it up with your forehead, and then bring it down to chest, and then control. And bring it down and control. Let's do 10. So I really want you to not relax at the top here. So always keep the tension on the band. Woo. 6, 7. Keep the shoulders down. Remember, we're not shrugging at all. And last one, bring it up, control your arms down. We're not speeding. All right. Let's get that plate. Again, if you're using a dumbbell at home, you just simply hold it horizontally. Keep that core nice and strong, and then you bring it up and control. We're only bringing it up to shoulder width. We're not going any higher. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I need to use leg power, 8. All right, that's it. If you want to do 10, go for it, but that is the move. So we're targeting rear delts, back, and then anterior delts and chest. So good job. Always keeping that core nice and strong. So we are exercising the core at all time if we remember to exercise the movement, right? So when you're keeping your core engaged at all times, you are really engaging your core, which means you're working it out. So bang. All right, let's go back. Are you with me? You're doing great. If you're still doing this workout right now, you're killing it. All right, set the shoulders back. Remember, hips forward. So remember, lining it up with your forehead. I mean, don't get so technical if you're like, is this my forehead? Is this my forehead? Like, just do your best. So it's a little bit higher than shoulder width kind of thing. So set the shoulders back, tailbone tucked in, core is nice and strong, and pull towards the chest. Remember, don't forget about those wrists. So if you need to loosen it a little bit to accommodate those wrists, do so, because I'd rather you slow it down than have sore wrists. And remember, I'm not relaxing at the top. I'm keeping that tension. So the moment I feel like it's really loose, I don't want that. I want to always focus on that tension. Shoulders down. Control, control, control. You are in control. You have the power over this band. Feel this in your back. I know I went a little bit over in my rep range, but sometimes you can go over. It's okay. Relax. So if you're using your weights, your dumbbell, again, same idea. Set the shoulders back, tailbone tucked in, and we're going to bring the arm up and down. If you only have a set of weights that feels really light in this exercise, you are free to pause and then do a negative. So a nice slow movement on the way down. Hold and then down nice and slow. That'll challenge you. You don't need to go heavier in weights. You don't need that at all. Let's do 2 more. Ooh, good. So yeah, just because we're working our anterior delt here, I felt that in my back muscles. It's because I'm keeping my shoulder blades in place. I'm making sure that I'm squeezing the shoulder. I'm not bringing my arms up like this while letting my shoulders fall forward. That is absolutely not the idea of that exercise. So important. I emphasize that. So setting the shoulders back. If you can only go this high, that's okay. I'd rather you start small and then work your way up than try to get the weight up, you know? So intentionality is everything when it comes to working out, especially if you're wanting A to Z to kick in, right? You're not going to get A to Z just by speeding through. All right, let's go. Last round. So notice how I have little handles here. I just wrap them around. And then that way you can even hold on to this part so it's not flimsy, right? So for the sake of the video, I'm going to do that. Okay. So set the shoulders back, tailbone tucked in, core is nice and strong. Bring it in. Elbows are a soft bend. So I'm guiding my elbows backwards to the back of the room. And you're just bringing it to your chest and then coming on back to forehead level. Let's do a pulse at the end. So we have 2 more. So what I mean by that is we're gonna hold, this is our last one. So let's join me together. We're gonna go here and just do half. 1, 2, 3, control, 4. Let's do 10, 5, 6, 7. Keep that core tucked in. 8, 9, 10. Control. Good. All right. I'm picking up my plates. Again, you at home, you're free to use whatever you want. Dumbbells, or if you have a lighter plate, fine. Set the shoulders back. Keep that core tight. Let's go. 1, 3, 4. Do 4 more. If you feel like you have more juice in ya, you can do 3 more. All right, let's do it. 2 more. Not using our hips. Good. Woo. Oh, nice. So far we've targeted medial delt, front delt, rear delt, top of the shoulders, biceps. We've engaged our core the entire time, and we did some back. So killing it. Join me on the ground as we're gonna do a stretch. Good job, everybody. This was an awesome workout, and I'm so glad you joined in with me. Whew, I just need to let my air out, set my shoulders back, and lie down for a second. And just extend your whole body out into a starfish or into a straight position. So you still want to keep your shoulders out of the ears, but try to allow the lower back to kind of feel the gravity pulling on the lower back. Woo, that was good. Let's bring one knee in and give ourselves a nice hug. Ooh. You just want to feel that nice stretch in the legs. Even though we worked our upper body, it's important to get a good stretch in overall. And then extend straight and then get into the other leg. Try to get that knee all the way into the chest if you can. If you can't, that's fine. Or if you need to, just grab onto the bottom of the leg here like this rather than pulling onto the front of the shin there. Ooh. All right, let's bring both knees in. Give ourselves a nice hug if you want to roll from side to side. All right, extend. We're just gonna bring one leg up and cross it over with the other arm, and then just rotate that body a little bit, only if it's safe to do so. You don't want to force it. So if you want, you can look the opposite direction, and this will give a nice twist in that back. Deep breaths. And let's go back to center. Straighten that leg out. Now we're going to bend at this leg here. I'm going to reach on the outer part of the knee and then gently bring myself around. This arm can just be extended as I look over to the opposite direction. Remember, we're not forcing anything in our movement, so keep that in mind. Whew. All right, back to center. Let's sit up and let's reach. So I want to reach for my toes. I'm going to just bring my arms up and extend my arms out in front of me. If you can't reach that far, that's fine. You can only just reach as far as you can, that's fine. I want you to exercise your deep breathing, so that way when you do come back to it, inhale, exhale, and try to reach a little bit further than you were before. So you'll surprise yourself even sometimes with, you are more flexible than you think. It's just we reach out one time and then we're like, I'm not flexible. But again, inhale and exhale. Try to reach a little bit further than you were. Remember, we're not forcing anything. So keeping the shoulder blades strong and down. Good. And now I want you to cross over one knee or one ankle over the knee. So this, my left side is crossed over. So I'm going to take my right arm and I'm just going to connect my elbow to that side. I'm just going to add a little bit of a twist here. So I'm looking away and I'm just allowing the lower back to kind of do its thing. Woo! Feel a nice stretch here in my lower back. And then back to center. Let's do the other side. So now I'm taking my right leg and I'm crossing it over my left, and then my left arm, my elbow is now on that side. And then I'm just looking over. Again, deep breathing is very important for our stretches. Okay, and now let's go into this position here, into a butterfly. So we're connecting the feet together. The closer the feet are, the more of a stretch you'll get in your groin and in those hip flexors here. So I'm coming forward and then I'm coming down. Focus on that breathing. Only go as low as your body will let you. We're not forcing anything. Killing it. You guys did so good today. Shoulders are pumped. Woo! All right. So let's get into the upper body now, since we are completely nice and warm at the legs here. So set the shoulders back. I want you to interlace those fingertips together, or fingers together, and just open up the chest without curving our lower back. And we're just going to bring our arms back as much as we can, lifting the chin without shrugging. Keep that in mind. So you can bring it down, reset the shoulders, keep that core tight, and lifting that chin up. Good. Again, one more time. Deep breath. Good. Now let's get into our triceps. So you're just crossing over, and as I showed you in the exercise before, you literally just tap the middle of your back here, like the spine. I guess that's not the middle, it's the upper back, but tap the spine, and then you just pull the elbow back. So remember, keep the tailbone tucked in as we're doing this. Feel the stretch. And then switch. Good. Nice work. Woo. Keep that core tight. Again, one more time. And stretch, stretch, stretch. All right, let's go on to our feet. And I want you to reach for your toes. If you can only go down to your knees, that's fine. Tuck in your chin. And And then with every move, try to get a little bit deeper. Exhale. Inhale on the way up. And exhale. So now I'm feeling this nice stretch in my lower back, which feels really good. But I'm only taking my time with this move. I'm not trying to force it. Whew. Now I want you to stay low when we're doing this. So we're gonna go down as low as you can. Now I want you to let your upper back just curve. Everything is just in a rounded spine position. So with your core being tight, I want you to come up with one vertebrae at a time, and your neck will be the last to come up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and lift. Last deep inhale. I am so thrilled you guys came and did a workout with me today. It was a pleasure training you today. Please leave a comment below. Let me know what kind of exercises you guys want to target, what muscle groups you want to target, and we were going to have some fun. I'm happy to do these videos. Please like and subscribe, share with your friends, and follow me on Instagram at esterafitness.training. It was a pleasure, and I can't wait to work out with you guys again. Woo!